All right, it's Premier Boxing Champions cleaning out the old and inactive, and and also we talk about why people don't have the same malice for Gary Russell that they do for Keith Thurman. And Keith Thurman has been more inactive throughout his non-television televised career and in his new televised career, right? So so uh so yeah, I mean uh they possibly could be cleaning out the old, right? Gary Russell met his fate, priced himself out for a lot of different fights. That's alleged, but Leo did support that narrative, and a lot of people was happy for him to lose. Now the difference is Gary isn't seen as a likable guy like Keith Thurman, right? Keith Thurman talks, he engages, and when Keith Thurman not fighting, he is commentating fights. So the media has an infatuation. I would say they would have an infatuation with Keith Thurman, right? With Gary Russell, he fights once a year and get the hell out of there. But if you look at their resumes, Gary Russell has been more active of late. I don't even have to look than Keith Thurman. Gary Allen Russell Jr. He's been more active than Thurman. He has 33 fights. I forget he had the Lomachenko loss. He has 33 fights. And he turned professional 2 years, around roughly 2 years after Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman debuted 207-11. I think it was 27. I could be wrong. And Gary Russell debuted in 2009. So a year, around roughly a year later. So he'd been a pro, a year less than Thurman. And he has 33 fights for a guy y'all say that's inactive. Where's the same energy y'all have for Thurman? I mean, for Garcia, for Thurman. You know, that's a great question. Nobody gonna have the same energy for this guy. And the reason why, because y'all let the media dictate y'all opinion. And if it's new media, blood saying no such thing as old media. I believe when people, to clarify that, I think when people say old media, I believe they are talking about manuscript media, print media. That's kind of where the term is at. So let's clear that up. When people say old media, it's not the literal sense of old. It's actually the way they produce the media. It's manuscript, writing, typewriting. I'm pretty sure some writer out there still probably trying to use a typewriter. And that's kind of what it means. All right. That's kind of what it means. So for people who don't understand understand the kind of the term. New media is like the vlogger is new. Social media is new. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where, it's kind of where what we mean. So just to clear that up, shout out to Blood, got great stream last night. So that's what we mean when we say old media. It's print media, right? And even the print media now got to get out there and vlog a little bit. But they able to still, however you categorize the media, they able to they're still able to maintain mind control. And people say, can nobody control me? They do. You can watch the media. It's a lot of like different undertones about certain things out here in the media that a lot of y'all don't pick up on. You know what I'm saying? Just listen to the Gary Russell commentary. It was a lot of shots that landed they didn't call, but my main focus is that they was bashing. Oh, he only fights once a year. He only does this. Now listen to the Fox commentary when they get at Keith Thurman. It's gonna be way more fruitful. I understand Keith Thurman is like an official employee of Fox, but Keith Thurman inactivity is the same. His inactivity is worse than Gary Allen Russell Jr. But will people prey on Keith Thurman downfall in the media like that? I still haven't seen the malice for Keith Thurman yet, leading up to this fight. He held up a division. Gary Russell didn't hold up no division. If that's the case, Leo been holding up the division. Not unifying with Gary Russell, not trying to unify the belts, not trying to fight Valdez when he was down there. That was a big fight. If you ain't gonna fight Gary, at least you're gonna have to fight Valdez. So, like I said before, everybody pick and choose who they want to hate. Everybody pick and choose, but Gary Russell, Keith Thurman should deserve to get the Gary Russell treatment. Now, I know a lot of people on the internet, they feel a certain way about Keith Thurman, rightfully so. I definitely agree, rightfully so. They feel a way about Keith Thurman, and they should, and they should. I know a lot of people be out there rooting against Keith Thurman on the new media, social media wave. I know they will, but the print media, the old media, whatever you want to say, you know, they gonna give Keith Thurman a pass, but he been more inactive than Gary Russell the last few years. Look at the last few years. Gary Russell for 18, 19, 20, 22, right? Look at a guy like Keith Thurman. Look at a guy like Keith Thurman. 19, 19, 17, 22. If they make it to the ring. They haven't even made it to the ring yet. And a lot of these dudes, they sit here and they talk about Gary, and people say, "Well, y'all trying to make it racist." There, well, I don't think it's a racial component. I just think it's a money component. Keith Thurman be asking for a lot of money too. I heard Keith Thurman at Al Doghouse too, and that's why I said yesterday I felt that Mario Barrios, I felt that Mario was the house fighter. Got watched it live. Also, put it on Spotify already in Anchor. So. I appreciate everybody support me on there. Follow me on Spotify and Anchor. Goodfella TV podcast. Simple as that. Follow me on Twitch. Goodfella _TV 313. Appreciate y'all there. Make sure you thumbs up, subscribe to the channel right now. Share the video. Check out our membership by hitting the join button. See what's right for you. It's built on a monthly basis. So I mean, like I said before, he should. I heard he in our doghouse too. So don't be surprised. Barrios, people say he ain't got the skill set, maybe not, but if it's close, come on. Gary Russell won, he fought with one arm. That is true. Keith Thurman relatively said he's healthy. So he ain't felt this good in years. Can he wait to twitch muscles up? But like I said, it's an inconsistency there between Gary and Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman has disrespected the game more than Gary. Keith Thurman, we didn't see him out of shape and overweight. We never seen Gary Russell out of shape. He was overweight for this last fight by half pound, but now we know he couldn't really probably condition himself with the arm like that. People say, why he go out there with the arm like that? Well, he ain't got a paycheck in 2 years. He ain't make the type of money Keith Thurman been making throughout his career. Keith Thurman made $3.5 million to fight Leonard Bundu because nobody at the time wanted to fight Keith Thurman besides Errol Spence, and there was no reward in fighting Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wanted to fight Keith Thurman right here. So he made $3.5 million on the Alexander Mirkhan card. That was the room. He made 3.5. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, come on, Keith Thurman can miss a check or two. And then he got Priuses. He don't spend his money like that. He do got a wife and a kid now. So he need to pad his pocket. Then on top of that, he got the JLB at Fox. And then he said he eventually gonna start a YouTube channel showing people how to defend themselves. So Keith Thurman more, socially inclined than Gary Russell's been, as far as with the public eye. He's worked social media a lot better. You know what I'm saying? But could it be house cleaning for PBC? In with the new, out with the inactive. You gotta ask yourself that. That's the question. People probably think Thurman gonna go in there, beep, bop, boop, 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 whoop, whoop, skirt. You know what I'm saying? On Barrios, he very may well blow Barrios out, but you ain't fought since 2019. You ain't fought the second half of 19, right? You ain't fought 20, 21. So you missed you missed over 2.5 years. Play around 2.5. You missed 2.5 years. And y'all think that ain't gonna have no effect, no matter how much you been riding that bike and warming himself up. Al Haymon very may well be downsizing and cleaning the fat off the hog. He may very be cleaning the fat off it. Don't be surprised if Gary Russell don't get released now. Don't be surprised if Gary Russell is allowed to go where he want to go. Don't be surprised if Thurman lose. He'd be able to ride with Eddie and go over the bot. People saying, well, they talking about Thurman and Spence being next. There's an article going out there saying that Thurman and Spence is next. I'll touch on that. How about that? And there's an article. And everybody talking about it this morning. Well, I'll do my own video on it. How about that? But yeah, that's kind of like a rumor going around, and that it seemed to be, concrete that's gonna happen next. But I mean, like I said before, man, Barrios called out Spence after he beat Cowboy Carl. He told Regis that I was moving up, and I think he was being honest about it. And I think they just sweetened the pot for him to fight Tank. Either you're gonna make this money fighting Tank, or we gonna shelf you, or we're not gonna pay you the type of money you could be making. It could be as simple as that. So I mean, that is what it is. Well, that is what it is. So, I mean, for the most part, these dudes can do whatever they want to do. But I think Al Haymon is cleaning the fat off. He could cleaning the fat off the hog. Could be cleaning that excess fat off the spare ribs. So, like I said before, Thurman, Gary, they're inactive. They ask for too much money. Don't be surprised if we go Barrios' way, and he have a Texas showdown with Spence in the near future, or whoever it may be. So I think that he could be clearing the fat off the hog of the inactive, high pay inactive fighter for their respective division. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out the Boxing News playlist for more videos like this. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button, the bell icon button, hit all notifications, increase your chance notifications you go live or drop a video. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and Anchor. Twitter and Facebook, Instagram in the description. If you have a business question, inquiry, sponsor, video request, chop it up, advertise the channel. Links there. Spotify is a Goodfella TV podcast. Anchor is Goodfella TV podcast. I'll pin that in the post when I get my earliest convenience. Financially, you can find me on Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Vinny CJ Good 3. Vinny, shout out to Vinny though. Cash App CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Shout out to C Dub for donating. Shout out to Anthony for donating. Shout out for Ed for donating last night. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.